Hi friends, welcome back. Nicole here. This practice is an active recovery. So if you have been playing your sport, training, working hard, getting sweaty all week, this is something that you can do perhaps after that to support maybe more flexibility, more ease in the body, a little bit of space. With that being said, maybe bring 2 blocks if you have them, 1 will work. And then I'm gonna ask you to bring something that you can squeeze, preferably a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. You can also use a washcloth and squeeze it, okay? When you're ready, come to cross-legged position, tighter groins, tighter hips, prop yourself up on a block so the thigh bones can descend. Let your eyes close down, sit nice and tall. Begin to notice your breathing. Bringing your attention to where your inhalations turn to exhales. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. One more like that, big breath in. Full exhale out. You're going to go ahead and bring your hands, palms down to the tops of your thighs. I want you to start to irradiate tension, find tension through the musculature of your arms, your upper back. Begin to brace your abdominals. Keep all that nice and strong. You can even squeeze your legs, chin toward your chest. And then let your left ear go toward your left shoulder. Left ear drops behind the shoulder. Chin draws a circle up. All the way around. You're avoiding closing angle pain. This is the open angle. Feeling a stretch there is okay. Feeling pain on the closing angle, I want you to go around it, not through it. Switch direction, other way. Ear drops behind the shoulder. Chin draws up. One more time, guys. Keep working tension in the biceps, into the palms, pressing into the legs, bracing abdominals. Upper back is squeezing. Reverse last time. So nothing else, is assisting the head rotating on the neck. Good, you guys, and then shake it out. Nice work. You're gonna come to all fours. From here, spinal segmentation. So this is slightly different than a yoga cat-cow. What I'm going to ask you to do is begin in a completely rounded position, completely flexion, and then we're going to isolate as if I was walking my fingertips up every single vertebra of your back. So this is going to take a little bit longer than a normal cat-cow. Once your hands are planted under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, I want you to round the spine like you would for the cat shape. The head drops, the tail tucks under, and then I want you to squeeze your arms together, start to press the tops of the feet into the mat. You're going to recruit a little bit of tension here and the rest of the body as you start to isolate, beginning with your tail, drawing the tail up, starting to feel movement, although probably very subtle. L4, L3, L2, L1. I'm just guessing here at this point. You could be further along than I am. There's also very likely going to be a blackout zone where you don't have a lot of connection to that part of the spine. You're going to roll with that as best you can. And then when you finish this, the spine is extended. And you're going to reverse it again, starting with the tail. Start to tuck under, beginning at the sacrum. Moving your way up, vertebra by vertebra. I also found in my experience with this, the less I try, the more I can feel. That might be a personal type A problem, but it might work for you as well. Start to notice if you jump placement, if you're jumping ahead. You can go back and feel exactly where you are in terms of movement so that when we finish this, you're back in that flexed position, head down, tail tucked. Good, you guys. From here, shake out your wrists. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask you to grab whatever it is that you're using for tension, if that's a lacrosse ball, if it's a washcloth. You're going to stay in the quadruped position. Start to tense up everything else. You're going to let your left arm float up alongside your ear. When you get to max flexion, you're going to start to rotate the bicep away from your ear. If you've practiced with me, you've probably done a variation of this before. Keep rotating from the head, the humerus, rotating all the way around so that the knuckles are now aligning to the outer edge of the thigh. You're going to reverse this action, go up and back. When you reach max extension, you're going to start to unwind the arm. Rotating all the way around. There's likely good crunchy sensation and a bunch of heat building around. You got one more to go. Keep the belly firm, brace the abdominals. Bicep moves away. Keep rotating. I'm working at like 30% of my max here. So even though I'm already sweating, again, a personal issue, you don't need to be giving me 110%. I'm going to bring it down, shake it out, switch sides. Same thing here, hand is planted. Arm is going to reach forward, start to squeeze whatever you're holding in your hand. So you're finding tension there. When you reach your max effort, bicep rotates out away from the ear. Keep rotating from deep in the shoulder joint. Notice if you're coupling other joints, meaning your ribs, your scapula, your side waist are getting involved. See if it can live just the center of that joint capsule. You might notice one side is easier than the other, vice versa. Again, about 20 to 30% of your max, so it's not crazy amounts of tension. But you're also isolating. When you're doing shoulder cars, controlled articular rotations on a quadruped in a all fours position, you're limiting movement in all kinds of ways. So it might feel pretty intense. That's okay. Shake it out. You're going to make your way to a down dog. Once you're there, maybe pedal out the legs a moment. Hold one side. So I want you to go ahead and bend the right knee. Keep the left heel driving to the mat. See if you can lift all 5 toes on the left foot up and then put them down. Switch sides. Right heel drives down, left knee bends. See if you can lift all 5 toes on the right foot. Spread them. Set them down. Find your down dog. Good, you guys. And from here, you're going to shift forward to a plank pose. And you're going to stay on the balls of the feet. You're going to let your hips drop. And you're going to start to pull the chest forward and the shoulder blades are going to retract back. So I'm not collapsing. My pelvis is staying lifted. My thighs are lifting. And I'm pulling my chest forward. And then I'm going to exhale back to a down dog. Good. Once you're here, you're going to let your right leg lift. You're going to bend the knee in the air and you're going to take a gigantic circle, knee to knee, up and around. Switch direction, knee to knee, up and around. Good, you guys. You're going to step the right foot up between the hands, lower the left knee down. From here, if you need a cushion for the knee, you can always curl the mat over if you need to. Find a blanket. Back toes are curled under. What I don't want you to do, and oftentimes we do this with a hip flexor stretch, we drive the hips forward. And if you're hyper flexible, like me, you're just collapsing into already loose ligaments, tendons, no bueno. So I want you to keep the toes curled under. Take the tailbone down, zipper up your low belly, and then squeeze your left butt. And when you do that, you're going to feel some kind of sensation in the front of the left hip. And then I want you to stay there. Your right arm is going to stay at your hip. Your right hand will stay at your hip. Your left arm is going to reach high, and then you're going to reach up and over away from your left hip. Again, this is like 20% effort. Tailbone down, buttocks squeezing. Belly is braced. And I'm breathing into the entire left anterior side, the whole front side of my left abdomen, left hip, left ribs. Good, you're going to bring your hands down. Take your blocks. You may or may not need them. Pull the hips back. Let the toes uncurl back there. Flex your right toes to the ceiling and then externally rotate, keeping the entire leg straight. And then internally rotate, keeping the knee and ankle engaged and flexed. So it's not going to be real impressive for most of us. Notice what you feel deep in the hip. Nice. From here, you're going to step your back foot up to meet the top foot. Bend the knees a good amount. Hang forward a second. Just rock side to side. Nice, you guys. From here, without anything fancy, you're going to step the right leg back and we're going to switch. So you'll lower the right knee down this time. Same parameters. Curl the back toes under. Zipper up your low belly. Avoid the need, or the desire, I should say, to collapse. So the tailbone is down. Belly zippers up. Right buttock is squeezing. I didn't say this on the other side, but I want you to give it a go here. I want you to energetically pull your left thigh bone back like you're trying to scrape gum off the base of your left foot. So now you have that intensity where the hamstring is firing, this buttock is squeezing, the hips are gently pushing forward, tailbone down, left hand to your hip, right arm high, and then you're going to peel up and away from your right hip bone. Notice what this feels like, and if you're adding tension elsewhere, just see if you can breathe into it for a few moments. Good, you guys, last two. And then exhale your hands down. Good. Uncurl those back toes. Flexing the left toes to the ceiling. Keep the knee and ankle straight. And then rotate again from deep in the hip joint. It's not just the knee and ankle rotating. It's in fact the thigh bone. And the knee and ankle come along. Good. Might feel a little crunchy, might feel a little crampy. It's okay. Good, root your left foot down. Step your back foot up to meet this foot. And then from here, guys, you're going to take a Malasana. So instead of the forward fold, you're going to heel toe the feet apart. Bend the legs and have a seat at the block. So if this is easy for you and you can collapse, I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep closing the sit bones and stay elevated out of the pelvis. The reason I'm facing the side for this is so I can show you what we're going to do. In order to keep this active, I'm going to ask that you bring your hands to your heart and let your knees, your inner knees and your outer arms rest against each other. From this place, I want you to press your knees into your triceps, into your elbows. Try and close them like you're trying to close a book for 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, breathe. Now you're going to do the reverse of that. You're going to use the stuff in the back of the hip to squeeze and open the legs further apart from the elbows. So now you're going to pull, open, open, open for 3, 2, last big breath, and reset. Good. Ooh, hands down. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Move the block out of the way, root your hands down, step to down dog, take your time. Same thing here, you'll stay on the balls of the feet. We're gonna shift forward to plank pose. Let the hips drop. So again, the arm bones stay strong, straight, shoulder blade squeeze. Heart draws to the gateway of the arms. This is not a collapse of the low belly. Thighs are firm. Good. From here, find plank again. Lower your right knee down. Right hand plants, left foot roots. Left arm peels up and open. And then I want you to create like a rainbow shape. So my fingertips are reaching as far over. My left rib cage is puffing to the ceiling. Outer edge of the left foot roots down. From here, bring the arm back overhead. Let your left rib soften. And then let the top leg float up. And then from here, you're going to bend the knee, reach back, passively grab for the foot. So it's a quad stretch, a gentle one. Heel to the buttock. And then I've been having my classes do this here in town all week. So you're going to keep the heel hugging to the buttock and you're going to let go. You're going to keep squeezing heel to butt. You're firing that hamstring for 3, 2, and 1. Release and straighten the leg out. Left hand comes down. Pull right back to plank. Take a big breath. And then switch sides. Lower the left knee down. Right foot roots. Left hand plants. Same shape. You're going to reach up, over, arcing, arcing, arcing to create the rainbow. Fingertips reaching. Opposite rib cage firing up to the ceiling. Outer edge of the back foot roots. Slowly come back to center. Let the top ribs melt back down. The back leg lift. Bending the knee, and then same thing here. Passively grabbing for the foot, hugging the heel toward the buttock. Find a focal point. You're going to let go. And keep hugging, heel to the butt for 3. Use the strength of this hamstring, 2. And 1, extend, kick the heel back. Right arm down. Beautiful, you guys. Pull on back, downward facing dog. Breathe a moment. So as you hold this down dog, maybe the hamstrings need a little bit more time. Sometimes when we do those active hamstring curls, you get a little crampy sensation in the back of the leg, but that's okay. It's a little neurological confusion. And you guys, from here, you're going to walk your feet up. You're coming back to your Malasana squat. Heel toe the feet apart. Have a seat down again on your block. The legs, again, are slightly forward, right? So I'm pretty sure most of you have that in your repertoire. If you've done Malasana before, you know that. So the heels are slightly forward. Hands are coming to the heart again. You're bringing the backs of the arms to the inner legs. This time we're going to do 3. So we're going to start with the hip opener, and then we're going to close them. So you're going to press the knees back, hold for 3 counts. We're doing 3 rounds, okay? Hands to your heart. Big breath in. Actively press the knees away from you. 3, 2, 1. Set the knees back on. Again, pull the knees apart. Use the back of the hips, the buttock. 2, 1. Set the knees back down. Last time. Knees pull. 2, and 1. Set the knees onto the backs of the arms. You're going to reverse it now. Try to close the book. Press into your arms for 3, 2, 1. Soften and breathe. Twice more. Squeezing inner legs. Push. 2, 1. And soften. Last one here. Inner legs. Squeeze in. 3, 2, and 1. Great, you guys. Hands are going to come down. Heel toe the feet back together. Beautiful job. From here, you're going to lower down to your knees. You're going to take the block. Now, this position is like Vajrasana. You're going to be on the balls of the feet, and your knees are going to rest on the top of the block here. So for most of us, immediately coming into this position is aggressive and confronting. But it's a good position to be in because the base of the feet need to be stretched out, of course. So once you're here, head, shoulders, hips, heels, toes, you're going to hold it as long as you can. If you need to come out of it and come back to it, that's great. If you need to watch the next 30 seconds, that's fine too. You're going to bring your left hand, let it cross your right thigh, open your right arm. So palms are open the whole time. You're going to cross up and over. Palm is open. Palm is open. Keep going. So you're just flowing through these 2 positions. Notice what you feel in the feet. Notice what you feel in the back body. Inhale forward. Exhale, twist. You've got about 10 seconds. Last 4, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Slowly pull back. Ooh, boy. Set yourself down. We're going to come into a straddle position. So before you get here, this doesn't need to be like Cirque du Soleil straddle, unless, of course, you're in Cirque du Soleil and then you live your life. It's fantastic. So from here, guys, your toes are flexed. Your knees are going straight up. This is not going to change. You're going to keep this action of flexing the toes and keeping the knees engaged. You're going to let your arms tent over one of your legs, and then you're going to rotate from deep in the hip. Knee and toes go toward the floor, and then come back down. Switching sides. Knee, ankle, thigh bone. So what I'm not doing is this. I'm not taking my ribs, my side waist, my entire pelvis. I'm rotating, as uncomfortable as that is, I'm rotating from deep within the hip. and then coming back down. Deep within the hip. And back down. You got one more to go, one more round, side to side. You guys, one more here. Awesome. Slowly, maybe manually bring your legs back together. Good. You're going to turn back onto your side and then onto your back. So from this position, my friends, it's like a supine figure 4. I want you to go ahead and bring your left foot to the floor, bring your right ankle up and over your left knee. So in the past, maybe you've reached through to grab a hold of the hamstring, which is a great passive, feel-good hip opener. But for right now, what I want you to do is worry about energetically pressing this leg away. So we're going to keep it active. You're going to grab for the hamstring. If this angle is too much, I want you to keep your foot on the floor. Once you're here, take a big breath in. Start to firm your biceps, your back body, brace your abdominals, and then push right knee away from you at about 30%. And then ramp it up to 40. Start to hit every number in between, 50%, 60%. 70, firm the belly more. If at any point you need to stop, please do. You're at about 90%. See if you can hold 100%. I'm energetically pushing my knee away from my right shoulder. If it bothers your knee, pull back a little bit. Keep breathing. 3. Belly breaths, keep pushing. 2. Last 1, listen carefully. You're gonna set this foot down if it's not already. Lift this ankle up, rotate this thigh bone, and let the outer right ankle try to pull up to your right shoulder. You're gonna feel crampy, dullness, aching. Notice my thigh bone is perpendicular to the floor. So it's not out here like this, it's straight up and down, and my outer ankle is working its way toward my shoulder for 2 more breaths. Last big breath. Good, shake out the leg, hug it in, roll it out. Switch direction maybe. Good, you guys, we're gonna switch legs. Left ankle up and over the right knee. Option 1 is to keep the right foot on the floor, especially if this feels like enough of a stretch, right? If not, then I want you to draw the thigh bone into the chest, grab a hold of the hamstring, take a big breath in, start to irradiate tension, tense up the arms, the back body, the belly, and then start to push 30% left knee away. 40, 50, still breathing. 60, hitting every number in between. Stop when you need to stop. 70, 80, 90, 100% of your max. Keep pushing, knee away from shoulder, belly breathing to support it. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Slowly release that. Set the right foot down. Keep the thigh bone straight up and down, knee over hip. Rotate from deep within the thigh bone. Ankle is hugging left shoulder. Ooh, yeah. 3. Doing the best you can. Continue to squeeze. 2. Cramping's normal. It's just a little confusion. Like I said, last big breath. Beautiful. And then hug the knee into your chest. Maybe some circles here. Reverse, other way. Go ahead, you guys. From here, rock yourself up. So this next part is optional. I'm going to have you take the 2 blocks because you may need 2, you may prefer 1. I'm going to set these up kind of perpendicular to one another. So I'm taking this first block and I'm going to place it underneath the tips of my shoulder blades. So if this block is misplaced and it's too far down your back, it's going to feel very uncomfortable and your hips will pop up. I want your hips to stay down. Tips of the shoulder blades are on the block. And then you're going to let the back of the head rest at the block as well. Obviously, if this bothers your neck, you can take the block higher or you can just skip this portion. So a couple of different options. You can take a goalpost shape with the arms. Feel all that opening across the front expanse of the chest, the pecs, biceps maybe, front of the throat maybe. You're more than welcome to stay here in this variation, or you can reach up, clasp for the elbows, and let the elbows drop. It's a little more intense. If it's too much pressure for your neck or shoulders, please listen. Make a different choice. Switching the arms when you're ready. Forearm bones drop. Notice the difference in the two sides. If you're still in this goalpost shape, terrific. Everyone's going to take one more big breath. And then slowly start to bring your arm bones alongside of you. Chin towards your chest, engage your belly to rise up. Use your hands, push upright. You're going to remove the block. Then I'm going to give you an option here. You can roll down and start to prepare for Shavasana, or you can take a modification of an inversion where you drive the hips up, slide the block underneath your sacrum, and then take the feet to the ceiling. Baby arms, goalpost. I do this one all the time. I just love it. And I want you to again come back to your breath. So no matter if you're in this position or flat on your back, preparing for a Shavasana. Begin to notice again where your inhalations turn into exhales. And vice versa. Last 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly start to lower the feet, maybe one at a time. If you're on the block, remove the block. If you'd like to take a little bit longer in a Shavasana, please, please, please do it. If you want to rock up and take a seated meditation, you can do that as well. If you're taking the seated meditation, find a comfortable place for hands. Let the eyes close down. Soften any expression that's on the face. Just a little bit of breath work. So no matter where you are, whether you're on the back or upright seated, we're going to inhale for a count of 3, hold the breath for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 5. I'm going to do this 3 times before we close out. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, holding 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4. Keep exhaling 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Holding the breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, keep exhaling. 2, keep exhaling. 1. Resume a normal breath. Stay on your back as long as you like, or find your way to seated with me. Maybe bring your hands to your heart if you're already there. Just taking a moment to honor yourself for making time. The body heals itself through movement, and often we're prescribed to be still or to baby, and oftentimes what the body needs most is a little bit more movement, a little more blood flow. So thank you for participating today. I hope you feel great in your skin. Let's take a big breath together. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. It's a privilege to teach you guys. Namaste.